Hey, so guys, yes, we are doing. Okay, I originally filmed like a rant on the floor, and I was like freaking out because I was like realizing like, oh, I haven't been reading. One, I have not been reading. Two, I think I've gotten stupid. I think genuinely my IQ is like 85, genuinely, because I think I'm just stupid. Guys, I think I'm just stupid. I can't even stand to hear myself talk anymore. I am so annoying and incoherent that I think the only reason why anyone even bothers listening to me is because I'm a 5'2" cute petite Asian girl and they just want to fuck me. Unfortunately. Genuinely, I think the only reason why I have survived this long is due to pretty privilege. I'm not even that pretty, but like whatever. We need to get back into reading Anna Karenina. The last one I read was part 1, chapter 22, I believe. And I was reading My Immortal. And I can pick that up again, but whatever. This is like the new setup. My ex moved out of the apartment. So the tape deck and speakers are gone. And I'm on the floor. Yes. Yes, guys, I'm fine. And sorry for like any whatever, like background noise or whatever. It's Halloween weekend and I live on a busy street and I could be at a party right now, except the party that I was going to get invited to I'm not allowed to go to. Okay, well, my coworker invited me to a party. I didn't really want to go because I didn't really know anyone there, type shit. Like, and two, there's another party that I have gone to, except the singer in my band, we broke up, has quote-unquote unresolved feeling towards me and is uncomfortable being around me, and I don't even want to get into it, but I think it's like, whatever. Sorry, I'm waffling, guys, I'm waffling. So let's read this shit. Anna Karenina, part 1, chapter 23. Am I on this? Dude, I've been reading this. Dude, I'm only this far into the book. I've been reading this book for 2 years, guys. I think, honestly. I've gone through 2 breakups since starting reading this book. It takes a long time to get through, so just bear in mind with me. But let's go. Maybe I'll read 2 chapters, and then I need to take a shower. So yeah, okay, let's go. Vronsky and Kitty waltzed several times round the room, and then Kitty went to her mother, but hardly had she exchanged a few words with the Countess Nordsten before Vronsky returned to fetch her for the first quadrille. Nothing special was said during the quadrille. They talked in snatches about the Kerensky's husband and wife, whom Vronsky very amusingly described as dear 40-year-old children, and about a proposed stage society, and only once did the conversation touch her to the quick, when he asked her about Levin, whether he was still in Moscow, and added that he had liked him very much. But Kitty had not expected more from the quadrille. She waited with a clutch at her heart for the mazurka. It seemed to her that the mazurka would settle everything. That he did not ask her for the mazurka while they were dancing the quadrille did not disturb her. She was sure that she would dance the mazurka with them, as at previous balls, and she refused 5 other partners for that dance, saying that she was already engaged. The whole ball up to the last quadrille was for Kitty an enchanted dream of gay flowers, sounds, and movements. She only stopped dancing when she felt too tired and had to ask to be allowed a rest. But while dancing the last quadrille with one of the useful boors whom it would not do to refuse, she happened to be vis-a-vis to Anna, face to face to Anna. She had not come across Anna since the beginning of the ball, and now she suddenly saw her again in a different and unexpected light. She noticed that Anna was elated with success, a feeling Kitty herself knew so well. She saw that Anna was intoxicated by the rapture she had produced. She knew the feeling and knew its symptoms, and recognized them in Anna. She saw the quivering light flashing in her eyes, the smile of happiness and the elation that involuntarily curled her lips, and the graceful precision, the exactitude and lightness of her movements. By the way, Anna is such a freaking Mary Sue. I'm just saying. Who is the cause? She asked herself.
I'll early one.
And without trying to help her youthful partner, who was painfully struggling to carry on the conversation, the thread of which he had lost, as she mechanically obeyed the merry, loud, and authoritative orders of Kerensky, who commanded everyone to form now a grand ronde, now a chaîne. She watched, and her heart sank more and more.
No, it is not the admiration of the crowd that intoxicates her, but the rapture of one. And that one is, can it be he?
Every time he spoke to Anna, the joyful light kindled in her eyes, and a smile of pleasure curved her rosy lips. She seemed to make efforts to restrain these signs of joy, but they appeared on her face of their own accord.
But what of him?
Kitty looked at him and was filled with horror. But what she saw so distinctly in the mirror of Anna's face, she saw in him. What had become of his unusually quiet and firm manner, and the carelessly calm expression of his face? Every time he turned toward Anna, he slightly bowed his head, as if he wished to fall down before her, and in his eyes there was an expression of submission and fear. I do not wish to offend. I love submissive men. I love submissive men. I love submissive men who pamper me, and who will do everything I tell them to. I like a well-trained man. What can I say? His every look seemed to say, I only wish to save myself, but I do not know how. His face had... I'm giggling and I'm thinking about submissive men. I just truly... I'm personally getting butterflies thinking about submissive men. This is why I love yaoi. If I was a yaoi, I would be the semi. No question about it. No question about it. Anyway. His face had an expression which she had never seen before. They talked about their mutual friends, carrying on a most unimportant conversation, but it seemed to Kitty that every word they said was deciding their and her fate. And strange to say, though they were talking about Ivan Ivanitch, who made himself so ridiculous with his French, and how Miss Alexeyeva could have made a better match, yet these words were important for them, and they felt this as well as Kitty. A mist came over the ball, and the whole world and Kitty's soul. Only the thorough training she had enabled and obliged her to do what was expected of her, that is, to dance, to answer the questions put to her, to talk, and even to smile. But before the mazurka began, when the chairs were already being placed for it and several couples moved from the small to the large ballroom, Kitty was for a moment seized with despair. She had refused 5 men who had asked for the mazurka, and now she had no partner for it. She had not even a hope of being asked again, just because she had too much success in society for anyone to think that she was not already engaged for the dance. She must tell her mother that she was feeling ill and go home, but she had not the strength to do it. She felt herself quite broken-hearted. She went to the far end of a little drawing room and sank into an easy chair. Her light skirt stood out like a cloud round her slight body. One thin, bare, girlish arm dropped listlessly and sank into the pink folds of her tunic. The other hand held a fan, with which she rapidly fanned her flushed face. But although she seemed like a butterfly just settled on a blade of grass and ready at any moment to flutter and spread its rainbow wings, her heart was crushed with terrible despair.
But perhaps I am mistaken. Perhaps it was nothing of the kind.
And she again recalled all that she had witnessed. Kitty, what does this mean? Asked the Countess Nordstrom, coming up inaudibly over the carpet. I don't understand it. Kitty's nether lip trembled, and she rose quickly. Kitty, are you not dancing the mazurka?
No,
said Kitty, in a voice tremulous with tears. He asked her for the mazurka in my presence, said the Countess, knowing that Kitty would understand whom she meant by him and her. She asked, Are you not dancing with the Princess Sherbatsky?
Oh, it's all the same to me,
replied Kitty. No one but herself understood her situation, because no one knew that she had only a few days ago refused a man whom she perhaps loved, and refused him because she trusted another. Tea. The Countess Nordstrom, who was engaged to Kerensky for the mazurka, told him to ask Kitty instead. Kitty danced in the first pair, and luckily for her, she was not obliged to talk, because Kerensky ran about all the time giving orders in his domain. Vronsky and Anna sat almost opposite her, and she saw them with her far-sighted eyes. She saw them close by, too, when they met in the dance, and the more she saw of them, the surer she was that the blow had fallen. She saw that they fell She saw that they felt as if they were alone in that crowded ballroom. On Vronsky's face, usually so firm and self-possessed, she noticed that expression of bewilderment and submission which had so surprised her, an expression like that of an intelligent dog when it feels guilty. Anna Men are dogs, truly, but they can be good boys, right? You can be a good puppy, so... Guys, it's this talking. I'm not normally like this. Anna smiled, and the smile passed on to him. She became thoughtful, and he became serious. Some supernatural power attracted Kitty's eyes to Anna's face. She looked charming in her simple black dress, her full arms with the bracelets, her firm neck with the string of pearls round it, her curly hair now disarranged, every graceful movement of her small feet and hands, her handsome, animated face. Everything about her was enchanting, but there was something terrible and cruel in her charm. Doomed Yuri! Kitty admired her even more than before, and suffered more and more. She felt herself crushed, and her face expressed it. When Vronsky happened to knock against her as they danced, he did not at once recognize her, so changed was she. "A delightful ball," he remarked in order to say something.
Yes,
she replied. In the middle of the mazurka, performing a complicated figure newly invented by Kerensky, Anna stepped into the middle of the room and chose 2 men and 2 ladies, one of whom was Kitty, to join her. Kitty, as she moved toward Anna, gazed at her with fear. Anna half closed her eyes to look at Kitty, smiled and pressed her hand, but noticing that Kitty was only responding to her smile by a look of surprise and despair, she turned away from her and talked cheerfully with the other lady.
Yes, there is something strange, satanic, and enchanting about her,
thought Kitty. Anna did not wish to stay to supper, but the master of the house tried to persuade her to do so. "Come, Anya Arkadanieva," began Kerensky, drawing her bare arm under his. "I have such a good idea for a cotillion, un bijou," and he moved slowly on, trying to draw her with him. Their host smiled approvingly. "No, I won't stay," answered Anna, smiling, and despite her smile, Kerensky and the host understood from the firm tone of her voice that she would not stay. "No, as it is, I have danced more in Moscow than at your one ball that I had danced the whole winter in Petersburg," said Anna, looking round at Vronsky, who stood beside her. "I must rest before my journey." "So, you really are going tomorrow?" said Vronsky. "Yes, I think so," Anna replied, as if surprised at the boldness of his question, but the uncontrollable radiance of her eyes and her smile burnt him as she spoke the words. Anna did not stay for supper, but went away.